Oh, good morning. Welcome to our home on this February day. We hope you're keeping warm. We understand there's a lot of cold weather out there in our country and beyond. So today Barry's mostly going to tell the story, so that's a little bit different. But it is a story that happened to both of us. And honestly, this really, truly did happen. So
kind of mind-blowing, actually.
So we kind of moved all around the country as Barry was doing his medical school and residency. And when he was done with his residency, we decided, rather than to plunge into, an office or work, we would take a year off and just travel. And we had one of those old VW buses. It was blue, and we kind of fixed it up for camping, and I made tie-dye curtains, and it was sweet. It was really sweet.
It was our hippie van.
Yeah, and we had one dog named Boki, golden retriever, of course, and he came with us. And we decided our first trip would be going down through Los Angeles. Barry has a lot of relatives there. And then we would go into Mexico. And it was amazing in Mexico. We were in this beautiful, beautiful little town right on the ocean that was all farmland and just so beautiful. I mean, now it's all built up with big hotels and stuff because it is such a special place. But we got to be there, and we were reading the autobiography of a yogi and just loving it, and we started to believe in miracles, and it was a really pretty amazing place, pretty amazing time. But I started feeling, we were there like 3 months, I started feeling the need to have a home, to have something more than that little bus. And so we decided to come back, and we came through Mexico into Los Angeles, made a short trip to see Barry's relatives. And these are all quite wealthy Jewish business people. And they didn't understand what we were doing. And the big question was, where are you going to live? When are you going to start your practice? What are you doing?
When are you going to settle down?
Yeah, well, all right, enough already. You've taken your trip. It's time to get on with life. And we realized we had no idea where we wanted to live, like zero. So we left LA feeling not real happy. Let's just put it that way.
Well, especially you.
Yeah, and as the miles went on and we didn't know where we were going, I started to yearn with all my heart to have a home. I think I'm basically a gardener, and I love, from the time I was a little girl, my mother introduced me to growing things, and I just was hooked. And wherever we lived, I always grew something. And in our VW, but I really couldn't do that. And it had been now 8 months since we had left Portland and the last home, and I started to cry. It was just getting so hard. And Barry suggested, well, maybe we'll go up into the mountains. Looks to be a really beautiful river, and we'll just sit a while. And you were really trying to help me to feel better, but I just went into a really, really, really sad place, feeling lost, and I'm sure all the relatives and their doubt didn't help. But yeah, it was a difficult time for me.
Yeah, and so we were driving north from Los Angeles, and I did glance over and I saw that you were crying, sitting in the passenger seat of our microbus, right? And so I just, on a whim, I just exited, and there was a sign something about the Kern River. And I thought, okay, let's just drive up into the Sierras, and see if at the time I felt, okay, maybe being in the mountains would help, being up higher, having a better perspective on life. And so I was winding my way up along the Kern River, and then I heard actual crying, and Joyce was really crying, and I just right ahead there was a little sign for a picnic area, and I pulled in and parked, and I was trying to comfort you, and I didn't know really how to comfort, so I was giving advice to Joyce, and it was not helping. And finally, I remember you said to me, Barry, just be with me. Don't try and fix me, okay? Which is always good advice, That's good advice. And so, then I just held her and was just there with you. And then after a while, we decided, okay, well, let's just get out and go down to the river and see what it's like. And so we did. We walked down. There's a little path going to the river, and there was a really pretty rock right next to the river. And Joyce sat down, and because I know this about Joyce, she loves just sitting and seeing the light playing on the river. So she was doing that, and I just felt, okay, I'm just going to walk on the path along the river for a little bit, because the trees always help me, and walking by the river always helped me. And it was a beautiful grove of sycamore trees, and I was just walking along, and I really wasn't paying much attention to where I was going, mostly, stepping over roots and rocks on the trail. But so I didn't see it until I was actually right in front of this sycamore tree. It was a large sycamore tree, and I noticed there was something carved on the tree. So I looked up, and it still is really hard for me to actually believe that this actually happened. But there on the tree was a heart that was carved, a heart. And in the heart were the words carved into the tree, Joyce, home is just a feeling. I can't even describe what happened in my mind at that moment. First I thought, okay, I'm hallucinating, right? This is not here. And then I actually touched it to make sure it was real, and it was real. I mean, really, if it had been without the word Joyce, if it was home is just a feeling, that would have been enough. But Joyce, home is just a feeling? I have to admit, at first I became a little paranoid, right? And I thought, well, not maybe paranoid, but I thought maybe one of our friends from LA.
No.
Maybe they drove and they knew we were going up in the mountains, and they drove there and they carved quickly, and that's impossible. Then, I stood there, and my mind was in hyperdrive, and I turned slowly and around in the circle, fully expecting someone to jump out and say, surprise! But no such thing. I was totally alone, and I had to take some deep breaths and realize that, okay, it could have been a super, super coincidence, which, really. But what really happened, my mind had to just quit. It had to just grind to a halt, and I had to realize this is a pure message from God, from the angels, for Joyce and me. And I just, finally, I got that. And I ran to find Joyce up the trail, or down the trail it was, actually. And I found her still sitting on the rock, actually quite peaceful. She'd settled into a meditation, and I ran up breathless. She looked at me, she said, "Barry, it looks like you saw a ghost." And I said, "You won't believe this, Joyce." And I took her hands, and I started guiding her up the trail to where the tree was. And while I was guiding you, I actually thought I'd get there and it wouldn't be there. That maybe the message was just for me and the angels would erase it somehow. But no, it was still there. And I brought Joyce right in front. I said, "Look." And she looked. And I don't think you went through as much as I went through. You just really got that this is a message from the divine. We had been reading Autobiography of a Yogi, right? So we were like in this frame of mind of miracles. And we just stood there holding each other, looking at this message and realizing the truth of this message that yeah, physical homes, they are important. We love our home right now. We love this place. But the real home is, it's a feeling. It's a just knowing that we're at home. And that wherever we are, there is home. It was a tremendous comfort.
Thank you, Barry. So this is really for all of us that we bring our home with us wherever we go. A feeling of love and acceptance, our connection with our spiritual source. Home is just a feeling.
This story we just told is in our new book, A Couple of Miracles. And if you haven't read it, I think you'll really enjoy all the miracles in here. Okay.
And you wrote a new song.
Yes. Actually, I wrote this song not with the story in mind, but it's kind of perfect. This place is holy. God's love is here. And when I'm ready, all will be clear. This place is holy. God's love is here. And when I'm ready, all will be clear. Place is holy. Time will stand still. And when I'm open, all will be well. This place is holy. Time will stand still. And when I'm open, all will be well. This place is holy. God's love is here. And when I'm ready, all will be clear. This place is holy. Time will stand still. And when I'm open, all will be well. So just take a moment, close your eyes. I want us all to feel. Actually, start with remember a place that you felt was maybe one of the most beautiful places on earth, and you were there, and just feel that place, the holiness of that place. See it, feel it. And then feel right now where you're sitting or standing, whatever you're doing right now, that this place, wherever you are, is holy, that every place is holy. And feel that home is not a place. Home is a feeling. Take a deep breath and open your eyes. And thank you so much for being with us.
We bring our home with us wherever we go. So we are sending you a lot of love, and we hope you're staying warm and cozy.
Yeah. Part of my feeling of home is you.
I know.
Wherever we are. Thanks,
right.
everybody.
Bye.